Hi guys, it's Wolver here, guys. I'm just about to go to church very soon, and I'd like to show you my little friend here. He won't leave me alone, will you, eh? Yeah, I'll call her Tina. Anyway, guys, just letting you know, guys, we're in the cusp. This is really happening now. Guys, I've just been informed, actually, from Hi, right, that we'll be celebrating this week. I'm not going to give you a date, guys. It's not fair, right? But just letting you know that this coming week we will be celebrating. Isaac came actually with a very important intel. It's about time that Isaac starts saying good things. And he said he's getting ready actually to sign the victory sign. So looks like it's all happening this week, guys. Okay, look after yourself. God bless you. Thank you for all the support you guys have given me. That opera will be coming as soon as I get the call, guys. That opera will be coming. So please keep an eye on the Telegram room, because that opera will be coming ASAP. And Carpathia will actually say that those beautiful words we've all been waiting for. Right? I know it's going to bring tears. And it's going to be also a video that a friend of mine actually has sent, which is very beautiful as well, right? So and also the another thing too that so it's all coming, guys. So get ready. All right, love you guys. God bless you, and have a beautiful weekend. Bye bye.
All right, let's get to some news. I do have some, I'm going to call them wealth management / redemption folks working a part day today. They say they are just staying in a readiness state, and that's why they are working some this weekend. I did want to say Merry Christmas for folks in the Julian calendar. Today's the day. Doesn't mean that that's the day we're going to get an RV or anything. I just thought it was unique. We pay attention to that. We've got a fair amount out of Iraq proper. Let me turn that news time banner off just so it's not distracting me. Will the coordination framework collapse in the face of a potential Sudanese alliance? What does this mean? This is actually a very good thing for us guys here. What we have is two blocks that would not work together before that are now very much working together to upset things. Now, what are they working towards? We've got Soudani and Sadir here. Of course, Prime Minister Shia Soudani came to power under that same framework that was dominated by Maliki. So what we have are Soudani and Sadr working together to make the political system in Iraq work much better, removing the influence of Iran and Maliki. This one's very interesting to read. This is just some of the things we've seen pushing forward, which really does bring much more stability and cooperation in government. That's why we're suddenly seeing projects get things that they've been talking about for 20 years happening. You talked about I just thought this was a great with just how important Iraq is right now. You've got Vice President J.D. Vance. He's talking about the invasion of Iraq, and he wants to protect Christian minorities in Syria, but specifically in this case, Christians. He points to one of the greatest regrets, of course not his, he wasn't in charge, but the protection that the U.S. did not give one of the largest Christian populations in the Middle East when Iraq was overthrown, and we should have been there. I love this. Our invasion of Iraq led to the destruction of the world's greatest one of the world's greatest historical Christian communities. We don't want to allow a Christian group to be destroyed again. We talk to our allies and do unspoken things, protect minorities in Syria like Christians and Druze. Washington will not send troops to Syria, but there is much that can be done diplomatically and economically to protect minorities, Vance said. To me, this one is so important. We actually have an administration that cares about Christians, which is something we have not seen in the world. It's open season on Christianity throughout the world, especially in Europe, Canada. We saw that during the lockdowns, etc. Where'd they go after? They went after the churches, the Christian churches. They went after people that believed in God. Well, believed in the New Testament. Let's throw it in there. Although they went pretty hard after Judaism too. So for me, this is a big one because it's both Iraq, the region, and Christians. Just wanted to touch on that one. Before I forget, I know it's a total side thing. too many people are trying to put words in God's mouth now. Have you noticed that? Is it only me that's noticed that? Trying to say, well, God told me to do this. God, did he really? Sit in prayer. Reflect on that one. Put it on the shelf. See if he pulls it back on the shelf and puts it in your face. There are a lot of people that are... Yeah, all right. Anyways, probably don't need to get on that one right now. Iraqi forces killed Deputy Khalif, one of the world's most dangerous terrorists. Of course, I am told with some intelligence from U.S. sources, the Iraqis did this. They took out the Deputy Khalif, an enormous blow to ISIS, an enormous blow. Deputy Khalifa is what his nickname was. ISIS, one of the most dangerous terrorists in Iraq and the world. This is a big win. Also helps bring stability, and especially in the northern region of Iraq. Good for Iraq. This one is one I want your take on because it screams Nesara Gesara to me. Ministry of the Interior, the electronic visa is mandatory for all expatriates and is granted within 6 hours. In other words, they are making it mandatory for expats, and they're granting it within 6 hours. To me, this is them preparing their citizens for a return for Nesara Gesara. I mean, this one, I got downright excited when I was reading this one. I'm just curious if anybody else got that same take. Yeah, Tommy Took, yes. Did you see the head of the Islamic State got his virgins that he requested, and he's no longer here? I saw that. I think he's going to be horribly disappointed when he gets there and there's not those 72 virgins waiting on him. Glad somebody else notices that one too. Nee family, happy birthday. I'm going to keep running. We'll do birthdays soon. That one to me was just a really big one because it did. Iran issues a new 200,000 tomans. Inflation is running quickly. Of course, we've already seen protests last weekend, large-scale, widespread protests in Iran over the collapse of the Iranian currency. Many calling for an overthrow of their government or replacing their government. To be watched. If Iran makes enough changes quickly enough, we may well see him in the first basket is my take on it. That's why I'm keeping an eye on this one. $1 now at 95,000, 300,000 toman. So that is roughly a $2 bill right there. It's their biggest bill is my understanding. Isn't that crazy? Well, no, not quite that much. I'd have to do the math, guys. That was bad info. I just did a quick one in my head. I'll try to work on that. But massive devaluation of currency going on inside of Iran right now. And then this one I just find interesting because I've heard this so many times of late. Now, when I say this, nobody panic. Say, oh my God, now it's July. That is not what this is saying at all. Please, for the love of God, don't jump off a bus. Insiders claim Trump will reset the economy July 4th, 2026 to a new gold-backed currency with Andy. This was Sarah Westall, and she had Andy Schectman. A lot of people are saying on the anniversary, so when he could announce it, that does not mean that we will not go through the whole process, have everything in place, and be done. It just may be that far away before they make it a really big golden announcement about all the work that happened, how everything's been changed. And it would be just in time for the midterm elections, for the heat of it. If you did it in July 2026, before that November 4th election, it would need to be long gone and done at that point. But you announced that new golden age on the 250th anniversary. I do find that one an interesting, or announce it to the world. Maybe that's when they announce the parity. What do you guys think? I find it interesting. I don't have all the answers, but I know that I'm going to keep grinding until I find them out. BJ said that was 2 million, not 200,000. I believe you to be absolutely correct because it does. It says 2 million reals. I'm wondering if Toman is their way of saying million, but still real. Either way, I got a little research to do. Makes it fun. Ignorance is an opportunity to learn, and I'm looking forward to learning more about that one.
What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters, and it's really just a matter of time. So, a lot of people have trouble believing this, but the more you look at it, the more you will realize just how much of a problem this is, and how it's not just real. It is an attempt to destroy democracy in America. That's what, in my view, it is what it really is. Like, if you take the sort of 7 swing states, like, often the margin of victory there is like maybe 20,000 votes. If you put 200,000 illegals in there, and they have like a 80% likelihood of voting Dem, and it's only a matter of time before they become citizens, then those swing states will not be swing states in the future. And if they are not swing states, we'll be a permanent one-party state country. Permanent, deep blue socialist state. That's what America will become.
And that was the game plan.
That was the game plan. That is still the game plan.
And so
they almost succeeded. If the machine of which the Kamala puppet was the representation had won, that's what would have happened. The reason I went so hardcore for Trump was because, to me, this was a fork in the road, a very obvious fork in the road. If they had another 4 years, they would legalize enough illegals in the swing states to make the swing states not swing states. They would be blue states. Then they would win the presidential. They'd win the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They would then make district, DC into a state. Maybe Puerto Rico, get 4 extra senators, pack the Supreme Court. So then you'll have the House, Judiciary, Senate, and presidency, all blue. And then they will keep importing more illegals to cement that outcome. Basically what happened in California.
Jesus Christ.
It would have been the end. That's why I went so hardcore for Trump. It was otherwise been the end. And that's why the Democrat machine is so intent on destroying me.
It's just so fascinating that people can't see this.
I mean, I invite people to do their research. The more they do their research, the more they will see that what I'm saying is absolutely true.
South America celebrates. From the Alliance on Planet Earth, many are receiving notifications of their payments. South America celebrates. The wait is over for many in South America. In recent days, multiple reports have confirmed that thousands of people have begun receiving official notifications about the activation of their payments under the Nesara Gesara system. From Argentina to Chile, passing through Brazil, Uruguay, and Paraguay, numerous cases have been registered of citizens receiving direct confirmations that they will soon access funds that will change their lives forever. The news has sparked a wave of hope and celebration throughout the region, marking the beginning of a new era of prosperity and financial equity. This article delves into the details of this historic event, gathering testimonies, data, and analysis on the impact this great event is generating in South America. First notifications received. 1. Notification methods. People selected to receive these funds have reported receiving notices through various means, including official emails with instructions on accessing their accounts, text messages confirming the availability of the funds, physical letters sent by financial entities participating in the distribution of the money. Some beneficiaries have been contacted directly by representatives of the humanitarian programs facilitating the transition of these payments. 2. Who is receiving the notifications? Although there has not yet been a massive public announcement, the first to receive these notices appear to be individuals registered in humanitarian databases, essential workers, pensioners, and citizens who have closely followed the implementation of Nesara Gesara in their countries. Additionally, some vulnerable families have been contacted to receive immediate assistance, demonstrating that the funds are not only flowing, but are also being strategically used to improve the population's quality of life. 3. Impactful testimonies. The reactions of those who have received the notifications have not been long in coming. Here are some testimonies collected from different countries. I never thought this day would come. I received an email saying my funds were ready and that I only had to follow a few instructions. I am excited and grateful. Buenos Aires, Argentina. At first, I doubted it, but when I saw the official letter with my details and the amount I would receive, I knew this was real. This is a total change in my life. Santiago, Chile. The funds are arriving. My sister received the notification and was already able to verify her balance in her bank account. It's only a matter of time before we can all access this new economic system. São Paulo, Brazil. These testimonies reflect the magnitude of the event and confirm that payments have begun to be distributed in an organized and progressive manner. Throughout the region. 1. Mobilizations of gratitude and hope. Following the news, in various cities across South America, spontaneous gatherings and meetings have been organized where people celebrate this historic milestone. Social media has been flooded with messages of hope and gratitude, with thousands of users sharing their experiences and supporting those still waiting for their confirmation. Hack 2. Reaction of the authorities. Although governments have not yet made official statements regarding these payments, some sources close to financial entities have mentioned that they are working on an orderly transition so that the distribution of funds is done securely and without causing economic chaos. It is expected that in the coming days, new statements will be issued to guide beneficiaries on how to access their funds and what steps to follow to complete the process. The economic impact of Nesara Gesara in South America. The activation of payments in the region will have a transformative effect on the economy and the quality of life of its citizens. Some of the main expected repercussions include drastic reduction of poverty by providing financial stability to millions of people, boost to the local economy with an increased flow of money in businesses and services, elimination of debts for many citizens through the fair redistribution of wealth, greater social well-being, allowing people to access better living conditions, education, and healthcare. This process is marking the beginning of a new era in the financial history of the region, where resources will no longer be concentrated in the hands of a few, but will be distributed fairly for all. Reporting from the Alliance on Planet Earth.
A 180-degree turn will change everything. Are you ready to receive the blessings? Dear brothers and sisters, the great moment has arrived. The universe is aligning its forces to unleash a wave of unprecedented transformations. What has been a longing for years, what so many have awaited with unwavering faith, is about to manifest. The logistics and processes have completed their cycle, and now we stand on the brink of an event that will mark the history of humanity. Starting Monday, the earth will tremble with the dawn of a glorious era. Blessings will rain uncontrollably upon those who have remained connected, those who have opened their hearts and minds to the vibration of light. But beware, for only the chosen ones, only those who have cultivated patience and faith, will be able to perceive these changes tangibly and witness how their lives take a 180-degree turn. Millions of people will feel that something inexplicable is happening. The doors of destiny will swing wide open, and those who are prepared will witness miracles that defy all logic. Those who ignore it, those who doubt, may be left behind in a reality that fades before the force of this new era. But this is not just an individual gift. It is an unprecedented spiritual revolution. We are called to be better human beings, to extend our hands to heal, guide, and transform the world. This is the great test, the crucial moment in which we become the beacons of light that will illuminate the darkness. The answers, the secrets, the truths that have remained hidden for centuries will be revealed at the precise moment. Many have felt that something great is approaching, but only those who are ready will clearly see how the great universal plan unfolds. It is now or never, brothers and sisters. History is about to be rewritten, and each of you is a protagonist in this unprecedented event. For this transformation to manifest in its fullest splendor, it is essential to raise our vibration. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions must be aligned with the frequency of gratitude, love, and absolute trust in the process. High vibration is the master key that connects us with abundance and allows us to receive everything the universe has prepared for us. Now is the time to release fear, to detach ourselves from low energies, and to walk with certainty toward our divine destiny. Each of us is a channel of light, and the more we radiate that energy, the faster we will see wonders materialize in our lives. There is no turning back. The energy has been unleashed. Change is imminent, and glory awaits those who embrace this new awakening. Abundance, happiness, and enlightenment are just one step away. It is time to open our arms and receive what has always been destined for us. Prepare yourselves, for the world as we know it is about to transform. With love and light, Antonio Diogenes.
Majeed posted on X, March 15, 25, 6:12 p.m. By the way, in Muslim countries, they take a few days of Ramadan as off days to prepare for holiday. So if Iraq were to fulfill their promise, budget has to be in Parliament in the next a few days left on March. Majeed, alert, alert, alert. The government told the Parliamentary Finance Committee that they will send the budget tables to the Parliament after the middle of this month, meaning from March 16th to 31st. Hope so. Crypto trader posted on X. This was posted on the Chosen One's Telegram channel, IQD. Where are we in the process of RV of IQD? What changed in the last 13 years from 2011 when Project Delete Zeros was first mentioned in the media? 1. In 2012, Iraq's gold reserves were just 5.8 tons. They stand now at 162 tons, which is a 27 times increase. 2. The Forex reserves in 2012 were at 60 billion USD. They stand at 110 billion now. 3. The oil output was 3 million barrels in 2012, and it is at 4 million barrels in 2025, with OPEC Plus removing production cuts. This is expected to grow with the recent agreements to develop old fields to boost capacity. 4. KRG oil, which has always been an issue since 2007, is being brought under SOMO for the first time, there by Iraq guaranteeing the salaries of KRG. 5. The US dollar auctions, which were the main source of embezzlement, are stopped, and new correspondent banking system is being implemented in 8 currencies as stated by the CBI recently. 6. The security situation has improved with the defeat of ISIS, and it's bound to improve further. Even in the midst of the war in Middle East, Iraq has been quite stable. 7. There are billions of investments lined up to develop the infrastructure of the country. 8. The non-oil revenues have increased to 12% last year, and Iraq has set a goal of 30%. 9. The Iraqi Development Road Project, once completed, will provide an alternate route to Suez Canal, thereby contributing to the non-oil revenues. 10. The Iraqi banks have been digitally transformed from legacy banking. 11. Population census was successfully completed after a gap of over 2 decades, which will help in fair distribution of resources and better budgetary planning. 12. The influence of Iran over Iraq is gradually cut. All the figures given are verifiable over the internet. Any currency revaluation has to be supported by the economic expansion of the country and its sustainability. I leave it to the reader's judgment to ascertain whether there has been an improvement in the Iraq economic activity in the last 13 years. This is not hype. I am just stating the facts. I know people saying it's a scam will target me. My posts are for people who are already invested in IQD. Kindly do your own due diligence. Just my thoughts. Forwarded from A to Z Dreams RV and XRP channel. Pleiadian 8D 777, March 15, 2025 at 11:52 a.m. Holy cow, you have to read this. All courts, cases, and any litigation is to be stopped immediately. Trump has advised all law enforcement that they have been breaking the law, working under a corporate facade. This is what we all have been waiting on. 1776 Republic. LFGGG. So I'll put a link to this document. You'll see what I mean. Now, this intel was from at White House Post, and they're on X. It was forwarded from Wolverine from the Chosen One Telegram. He's the leader, of course. The future is here, and it belongs to us. Monday, 17th of March, 2025. The first generation of Medbed awakened individuals undergo testing, revealing extraordinary mental and physical capabilities. IQ scores skyrocket, telepathic communication emerges, and human limitations begin to fade. Scientists confirm evolution has been accelerated. Thursday, 20th of March, 25. Major universities announced the dissolution of outdated medical and pharmaceutical curricula. The education system scrambles to restructure as knowledge on healing, energy, and consciousness becomes the new foundation of science. Sunday, 23rd of March, 25. The final collapse of the medical industrial complex. Billions in profits vanish overnight as the last remnants of Big Pharma shut down. Elite figures behind the suppression of this technology face global tribunals. Justice is swift. Wednesday, 26th of March, mass awakening spreads as people realize the true capacity of human potential for the first time in recorded history. A world without disease, suffering, and deception is not just a dream, it is reality. Friday, 28th of March, the United Earth Council is formed, a coalition of leaders from every nation dedicated to ensuring universal access to medbeds. New systems of governance based on transparency, wellness, and true human progress begin to take shape. Monday, 31st March. Scientists discover that medbeds can tap into DNA memory, revealing lost histories of human civilization. Individuals report visions of ancient eras, advanced societies, and a time when humanity once lived free of control. The past and future collide. The transformation is complete. The limits imposed on humanity have been shattered. The change of the old world no longer exists. A new species has emerged, one unbound, unstoppable, and free. But in saying that, it's going to take probably 10 years, minimum 10 years, I would say, to basically clean up the earth. That's what they say, roughly about 10 years. But nobody knows the future. Well, take that back. The military know the future because they have access to the looking glass technology. So, how will you cope with the normies waking up when they find out the truth? What will be their reactions when they find out all the truths? Prepare to receive or be their crying shoulder, but we'll have to see how they react. It'll definitely be a mass awakening. Jesus never taught religion. He taught ascension. His message wasn't about following rules. It was about realizing that you are divine, that you have the power to create, to heal, to command reality itself. Why do you think they crucified him? He was showing people how to break free from the matrix of control. He said, "The kingdom of God is within you, not in a church, not in a book, but inside you." Most people still don't get it. They wait for a savior outside themselves instead of realizing they were meant to embody Christ's consciousness.